On this episode, we're going to talk about you want a big deal, but they haven't signed a contract yet, but you hired people and you're running low on cash flow. What do you do? If you're new to this show's all about creating strategies and really helping you grow your agency faster. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that little bell button so you never miss out on a new episode. What's up everybody, Jason Swenk here, and I want to talk to you about a question I think a lot of us have gone through, or you may be going through. Daniel wrote into us and said, I won this huge deal, but I haven't been paid yet, and they haven't signed an agreement, but I've been hiring this team. What do I actually need to do? So let's go ahead and get into Daniel's question. He said, I won a large deal around $900,000 with the existing client, and given the green light from the COO to go ahead and build the larger team to execute on the agreed plan, which has happened. I've hired 5 contractors and currently onboarding them. The challenge is I have cash flow challenges on the horizon as the client is way behind paying previous invoices, around $70,000 owed currently. And now I have a weekly contractor expenses of around $10,000 a week. I've been assured that this is simply an admin timing issue and there's no purchase orders for this new project, but I'm burning through personal savings really quick. To compound the issue, there's no formal agreement signed with the client either. Again, promised this is happening. This is a huge client, multi-billion-dollar client, so I'm not worried that they don't have cash, but I need to come up with some ways of coping with cash flow inconsistencies. Any suggestions on managing cash flow challenges like the above? Also, any suggestions on encouraging the agreement to be signed? Daniel, first off, and I think this goes for everyone, when you don't need extra cash, make sure you get a line of credit. One of the first things I tell people is, when you don't need cash, get a line of credit, because when you need cash, then you can't get it. And that will help out in the short term with some instances like this. So you can call like American Express, call your bank, call your credit unions, call whoever to get a line of credit. A line of credit is used for temporary purposes just like this, where it can actually help you out and get you through these points, because in the long run you're going to be fine. Working with a bigger company and getting the approval from a so-called decision maker and hiring all this team and starting to work, that's a big no-no. The way to get people to sign a proposal is say, look, we cannot start work until this is signed. We can't start work until we're actually paid. And that would actually avoid this situation that you had. I don't care how big the company is. Here's a scenario that could actually happen. The company could say, hey, we're changing directions, the CEO doesn't have the power, and then you're out for building this. You don't have any purchase order, you don't have any contract, you haven't even been paid. So I always would tell my salespeople, look, you haven't won the deal until it's inked, until they've actually signed the contract. And I want you to think about this going forward. So what I would do right now is I would stop all work, I would put the contractors on hold until they actually sign the contract and they pay the old ones. And I would have a conversation with them. This is not an email to them saying we're stopping all work until we're paid and we have the contract. I would have a conversation with the COO or whoever the decision maker is and say, look, you've put us in a weird spot here, right? We are doing all this work, but we don't have a purchase order, we don't have a contract, we haven't been paid. We have to fix all of this. And if he says it's in the works, be like, cool, well, we'll start back up when it's there. Because look, the worst case scenario, I want to scare you so you don't do this again. But the worst case scenario is they say, sorry, you don't have a purchase order agreement, you haven't been paid. And they're like, you're SOL. So I don't want that to happen to you. So first thing, get a line of credit to help you with the short-term cash flow issues. Get them to sign the contract, get a PO, get paid, and you'll be fine. But don't do this again. I don't care how big the company is. We all fall into that trap. We go like, oh, there's a huge company. They got tons of money. But Arthur Andersen was a huge company. Enron was a huge company, and they are no longer here. Blockbuster was a huge company. They're no longer here. I just want you to make a decision. I don't want you to make a decision like this again. So hopefully this helps. Make sure you learn your lesson in doing this. I'd love to hear your guys' comments below. Have you done this before? Has it worked out? Has it not worked out? Love to have the conversation going. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe it. Hit the little bell button so you never miss out on any episodes. And until next time, have a swank day.